assortment states. Law of independent assortment states, it says, during gamete formation, the pair of alleles or traits or characters separate or segregate independently. So पेयर ऑफ अलील्स जो है वो इंडिपेंडेंटली सेपरेट होंगे, और आप इसको ऐसे भी डिफाइन कर सकते हैं, दिस सेपरेशन और सेग्रीगेशन पैटर्न ऑफ वन पेयर ऑफ allele, the separation or segregation pattern of one pair of allele or trait do not interfere with the segregation pattern of other pair of allele, with the segregation pattern of other pair of allele. यानी कि दो अलील्स, टू पेयर ऑफ अलील्स जब सेपरेट होंगे तो एक दूसरे के ऊपर किसी भी तरह का इन्फ्लुएंस या उसको फॉलो नहीं करते, सेग्रीगेशन पैटर्न को फॉलो नहीं करते, एंड दे सेपरेट इंडिपेंडेंटली. तो इसी को हम आज प्रूव करने जा रहे हैं. To prove this law of independent assortment, we are going to take an example which is called as dihybrid cross. So let's see dihybrid cross. Now, what is dihybrid cross? So example, dihybrid cross. अब क्वेश्चन आता है, what is this dihybrid cross? The cross between two parents or two plants which differ in two characters. So dihybrid cross is a cross between two plants or parents which differ in two characters. So though differ in two characters, that is called as dihybrid clause. Here Mendel chose Mendel ने क्या चूज किया? He chose seed shape and seed color. These two characters he chose, seed shape and seed character. Now, in seed shape there are two traits, like Mendel chose round seed with yellow color, one plant, and wrinkled seed with green color seeds. प्लांट्स लिए हैं। एक प्लांट राउंड सीड देता है और उसका कलर है येलो, सीड का कलर है येलो। दूसरा प्लांट रिंकल सीड प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है और सीड का कलर है ग्रीन। तो अब इन दोनों को उसने क्रॉस किया। सो लेट्स सी, we'll cross these two and what we'll get. So Mendel crossed, remember, round seed with yellow color. Just see, round seed and yellow color crossed with wrinkled seeds with green color. Am I right? This is the phenotype of the plants. What will be the genotype of these plants? We all know round and wrinkled. This is one character. Yellow and green. This is one character. But these two are traits, forms. So out of these two, the genotype will be round is dominant. That's why capital R, capital R. Yellow is dominant. That's why capital Y crossed with. The genotype of this plant will be small r and small y because wrinkled is recessive. That's why small r. Green is recessive. That's why small y. Now this is the phenotype of one plant. This is the phenotype of other plant. This is the genotype of one plant. This is the genotype of other plant. Now these plant, this one plant forms gametes. So here the gamete produced and here also the gamete is produced. So here the gamete will be capital R, capital Y, one gamete, and here small r, small y, this is the other gamete. When I fuse these two, this is male gamete for example, say this is female gamete. When I fuse these two, what I get is capital R from here, small r from here. Capital Y from here, small y from here. So this is my F1. That is first child, first offspring. And the offspring will be, as there is capital R, small r, this is will become round. Capital Y, small y, that's why it becomes yellow. So this F1, first child, first offspring will be round yellow, but it is heterozygous. Now what Mendel did, he crossed two F1 plants, which is called as selfing. So further this continues. Now he took two F1 plants and crossed them. So let's see what he did. Now I am writing it F1 here one more time. This is my F1. Last one, that is what we got. Now selfing. What he did? He took two F1 plant. That is selfing is F1 crossed with F1. My F1 is this. So capital R, small r, capital Y, small y crossed with capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. So I have taken two F1 plants. Now this plant will also produce gametes. And this plant will also produce gametes. So let's see gametes. It's very easy to form gametes. How many gametes will be produced from this plant? It's very easy. What you need to do is capital R, capital Y, first gamete. Capital R, small y, second gamete. Small r, capital Y, third gamete. Small r, small y. So these are the four gametes produced by this plant, one plant. And definitely here also it is same. So first gamete, second gamete, third gamete, fourth gamete. So again here the gametes will be again same. So here also four gametes will be produced. So we have totally 8 gametes. Now what I am going to do is, I am going to write these gametes here on the top row and these gametes here on the side, left side row. So this is called as checkerboard. So I will write the gametes. Now we need to cross them. Now these two you need to cross, capital R, capital Y, capital Y. These two need to cross, capital R, capital R. Now here, capital Y, small y. You need to write capital Y first, then small y. This and this, capital R is first, small r second. So y. This and this. Now this and this. So go on crossing. Now when you cross these 8 gametes, these 4 and these 4 with each other, totally you will find 16 offsprings. 16 progenies are produced. I'll explain you one. I am crossing this with this. So capital R, capital R, capital R, capital R, capital Y, capital Y, capital Y, capital Y. So capital R is round, capital Y, small y is yellow. This with this, capital R, so capital R, capital Y, small y. So we should write capital Y first. So capital Y, small y. So capital R is round, but capital Y, small y, because capital Y is dominant over the recessive one. That's why it becomes yellow. Like this, when you cross all these 16 gametes with each other, 8 gametes with each other, 16 progenies will produce. 16 offsprings are produced. Now, out of 16, we need to understand how many are round yellow. हमें पता करना है how many are round wrinkled, round green, how many are wrinkled yellow, and how many are wrinkled green. Now when you see this, how many are round yellow? So round yellow, 4, round yellow 5, round yellow 6, round yellow 7, round yellow 8, round yellow 9. So there are totally 9 round yellow plants. Let's see round green. How many are round green? So here it is round green. So 1. Here it is round green. 2. And one more is here, that is round green, that is 3. So 3 are round green. Now let's find out how many are wrinkled yellow. So how many are wrinkled yellow? Now see, wrinkled yellow 1, wrinkled yellow 2, wrinkled yellow 3. So 3 are wrinkled yellow, and let's find out how many are wrinkled green. Only 1 is left. So 1 is wrinkled green. So the ratio becomes 9:3:1, and this is called as phenotypic ratio, PR. Phenotypic ratio. And the genotypic ratio of this dihybrid cross, that is GR, genotypic ratio will be 1:1. 2, 4, 2, 1, 2, 1. So it is very simple, 1 to 1, 2, 4, 2, 1 to 1. So in the coming classes I will teach you how to find out the genotypic ratio. ठीक है? So till here you should write if the question is asked in your board examination. Till here you should write. Then only it's a long answer 5 mark question for your board exams. Till here. ठीक है? So this is phenotypic ratio and this is genotypic ratio of dihybrid cross. But Mendel did not stop here because we need to prove what? Law of independent assortment. ठीक है? तो what Mendel did, he considered the results of each character independently in dihybrid cross. So what Mendel did, considered results of each character independently in dihybrid cross. There are how many characters? There are 2 characters because dihybrid is a cross between 2 clans, 2 parents which differ in 2 characters. He took 2 characters but he considered results of each character independently. Let's see how he did it. He considered, Mendel considered results of each character. There are 2 characters, we need to remember that also. I'll write it here in the bracket. ठीक है? There are 2 characters but he considered them independently. Each character independently. Independently in dihybrid cross. Now let's see which character he took. First one, he took seed shape and he took seed color. Am I right? Now out of seed shape there are 2 traits, and in case of seed color there are 2 traits. So in seed shape one is round and the other trait is wrinkled. In the seed color one is yellow and the other is green. Now let's see how many are round in case of 9:3:3:1. We know. I'm going to rub this. What is the phenotypic ratio? 9:3:3:1. 9 are round yellow, 3 are round green, 3 are wrinkled yellow, and 1 is wrinkled green. Now this is our phenotypic ratio, correct? Now out of that, find out how many are round. These 9 are round and these 3 are also round. So here totally 12 out of 16. Out of 16, 12 are round. Let's see how many are wrinkled. These 3 are wrinkled and this 1 is wrinkled. So it is 4 out of 16. So find out how many are yellow. These 9 are yellow and these 3 are yellow. So totally 12. So 12 out of 16 are yellow. Now how many are green? Let's see. Here these 3 are green. Green are 3. This 1 is green. So 4 out of 16. Am I right or wrong? Or I can write this as. Now this is very interesting. Or I can write this as, remember, 3 out of 4, 1 out of 4, 3 out of 4, 1 out of 4. So what will be the ratio now? 3, 1. So round wrinkled. This is 3:1. Am I right or wrong? And this is 3:1. Now you see, it's a dihybrid cross. Am I right? It's a dihybrid cross. But when we consider the results of each character independently as a mono character, in dihybrid cross, the result of each character, when you consider independently, the ratio you will get is, for each character, is monohybrid cross ratio. That's why when you consider results independently in dihybrid cross, you will get monohybrid ratio for each character. Now this proves law of independent assortment. During gamete formation, during separation, the one pair of trait or allele will never interfere with the segregation pattern of other pair of alleles. Now, what you can see from this results? The proportion of round and wrinkled and yellow and green in the hybrid cross is 3:1. As you can see, 3:1. So this is 3, this is 1, this is 3, this is 1. And what is the phenotypic ratio of monohybrid cross? And the phenotypic ratio of monohybrid cross is also 3:1. So it means, let it be monohybrid cross or dihybrid cross, the result for each character will always remain same. So let it be mono or dihybrid cross, the result for each character is always same. When you consider the result of each character, the ratio always remains same. As you can see it here, in dihybrid cross, the ratio remains same. In monohybrid cross, the phenotypic ratio is same. So it means let it be monohybrid or dihybrid, the segregation pattern remains same. It means the segregation pattern in monohybrid and in dihybrid cross is same. It means there is no interference between the characters, there is no interference between the traits. It means there is no interference in the segregation pattern of alleles or traits or characters. as there is no interference between the segregation pattern, it proves law of independent assortment. होप आपको वीडियो अच्छा लगा होगा, ये समझ में आया होगा कि लॉ ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट असॉर्टमेंट हम कैसे प्रूव कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि बहुत सारे बुक्स में फिनोटिपिक रेशियो और जीनोटिपिक रेशियो देकर ख़त्म कर देते हैं, लेकिन वहाँ आप प्रूव नहीं कर रहे हो। तो प्रूव करने के लिए आपको ये बताना है कि हर एक कैरेक्टर का ईच कैरेक्टर रिजल्ट अगर आप एनालाइज करोगे तो रेशियो for each character in monohybrid or in dihybrid cross for each character remains same। तो रेशियो हर एक कैरेक्टर के लिए मोनोहाइब्रिड और डायहाइब्रिड क्रॉस में सेम है। क्यों सेम है? क्योंकि इन दोनों के बीच में किसी भी तरह का इंटरफेरेंस नहीं है। सो दो ट्रेट के कैरेक्टर के बीच में when there is no interference between two alleles, two characters or two traits, then it is law of independent assortment. Please like my videos, share with your friends, need your support. I hope you all will support me and comment if you want me to make a video on any specific topic. और आने वाले videos में I will teach you some questions which are related to NEET and formulas which are used in the genetics. Thank you.